relatives, co-worshippers, and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news, and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.
Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Former Ekiti State Governor and chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Ayo Fayose, expresses regret over the crisis rocking the party. Observers, however, ask, are your own hands clean? 55-year-old school director allegedly rapes 37-year-old female job seeker during an interview in his office. Tunisian pilot who flew Nigeria's Super Eagles reveals Libyan authorities forced mid-flight diversion. I'm Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. The Tunisian pilot who flew the Nigerian national football team to Libya has shed light on the events that led to their unexpected diversion to a remote airport, Al-Brak, instead of their intended destination, Benghazi. Controversy arose after the Nigerian delegation en route to Benghazi for Tuesday's crucial 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Libya found themselves stranded for over 16 hours on Sunday following the diversion. He expressed concern over the safety risks posed by the sudden change, explaining that the fuel on board was calculated for the original destination. Now, the Libyan Football Federation has said that it will not condone excuses from the Nigerian Football Federation to boycott the second leg of the Group D 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier tie against the Super Eagles. The LFF disclosed this on its X handle on Tuesday after the Super Eagles and its officials departed Libya after being stranded at Al-Abak Airport for over 16 hours following an unexpected diversion on Sunday, prompting Nigeria to pull out of the match initially set for today. Sharing several photos of their players' training session, LFF wrote, "Some may be used to putting up obstacles before the match, but here in the heart of Benghazi, specifically on the grounds of the Martyrs of Beninia Stadium, there is no room for excuses after the starting whistle." Recall that the LFF had condemned Nigeria's decision to withdraw from the scheduled 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier in Libya, threatening to take legal action to protect its national team's interests. And now, over to Rivers State. The Ijaw National Congress, INC Worldwide, has appealed to President Bola Tinubu to call the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, to order over the lingering crisis in Rivers. Professor Benjamin Okaba, president of INC, made the appeal at a news conference this Tuesday in Abuja. Wike and Governor Similai Fubara have been at loggerheads over the control of political machinery in the oil-rich state. Okaba said INC was concerned that if left unchecked, the political crisis could affect other parts of the country. Okaba alleged that Wike's power tussle with Fubara might not be unconnected with the minister's desire to enhance Tinubu's electoral fortunes in the next general polls. He said the understanding of dictates of politics and the need to harvest Rivers votes for the president's second tenure should not be misunderstood with the thought that only the FCT minister can assist the president to win Rivers. According to Okaba, Fubara had been faithful to Tinubu's 8-point directive to both parties during the conflict resolution meeting held in Abuja. Now, a former governor of Ekiti State and a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Ayo Fayose, has expressed regret over the crisis rocking the former leading party in Nigeria. Fayose, who made this known on a sister station, lamented that the suspension and counter-suspension within the party have brought the party too low to the level of embarrassment, which, according to him, is not necessary. Clevy News' Imefono Kon has the details.
In spite of the moves by leaders of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to save the party from implosion following the suspension war engaged in by members of the party's National Working Committee, there appears to be no respite yet for the leading opposition party. Fayose, in his reaction, said the current situation in the People's Democratic Party has made a mockery of suspension, especially at that level of leadership.
I'm not aware of the suspension, but let me add this to it. I'm not aware of any suspension, but those things don't bother me. The current situation in our party has made a mockery of suspension and counter-suspension, has made a mockery, especially at that level of leadership. And sadly enough, the current situation in the party has taken the party so low, the level of embarrassment that is most unnecessary. So I have paid my dues. I've done so much. I have defended the party. I was like the only voice against the maladministration of President Buhari. So at this stage, we are taking back seats, and we can only be in advisory capacity. So they don't need. I don't need to be said to be suspended. If they want suspension, they can do it. I don't care. Those days are gone. What do you need the party for? To contest or to dance or to play? Okay, where is the party? I mean, most honestly, where do we say the party is in shape? Nobody talking about suspension. I think we should know that. I can't be bothered about those cheap claims.
Speaking on the likely causes of the persistent crisis in PDP, the former Ekiti governor said mismanagement and arrogance of a few party members are haunting the party.
Elections had come and gone. And because the party suffered a loss, I think the consequences of that loss is haunting the party. The mismanagement and the arrogance of a few today is haunting the party. And he said when the head is sick, the whole body is gone. So it will need God's intervention. We need a miracle for this party to be put together again. Because when you hear of suspension on the left, counter-suspension on the right, at that level, a lot has gone under and a lot needs to be addressed. So for me, mentioning persons and their names, the party is bigger than individuals and names of Atiku and Wike and everybody. But the decay in the party by itself, because party is about interest. The challenges are enormous. And except everybody begins to look back, because if you don't cure the past, you won't have a future. So we are still being haunted by our past, naturally, because the party is not sitting on truth, equity, and fairness.
Fayose also debunked reports that he had declared interest in becoming the national chairman of the party, saying that the position is too hot for his age now.
I don't even want to be anything in the party anymore. I don't even want appointments of any sort. So what I'm saying is that Nigerians should not read headlines. They should read the body of stories. I am not the only Fayose in Nigeria. There are Fayoses from Ekiti. There are Fayoses from Owo in Ondo State. There are Fayoses from Ilesha. So when people make statements, please read which of the Fayoshes is making that statement. I never said I have declared myself as a national chairman of a party. God forbid. That seat is too hot for my age now. I don't want such, and I will never aspire for such.
Fayose therefore expressed fear that the Wike and Fubara case has gone beyond reconciliation. Recall Fayose had advised Fubara in a video that later went viral never to have a disagreement with Wike.
Since you said I am becoming a prophet, yes, I'm becoming a prophet indeed. Maybe the journey of my life will end up in the vineyard of the Lord. You never can tell. Yes. Well, I said all I said in good faith. All I said was to ensure that there is harmony between Governor Fubara and Governor Wike. But the turnout of events has given everybody a lot of concern. But I said what I said in good faith. Well, this crisis is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I believe that the matter has crossed the Rubicon. The matter has gone far. Breach of trust. And even if you want to resolve this matter, where do you put the trust? How do you put the trust back? So I rather want to believe that it is too far in the day to call for reconciliation. It's too far.
According to Fayose, when the head is sick, the whole body is gone. Hence, it will need divine intervention for the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to hold together again as a strong political party that will challenge the top political positions in the country.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum and governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, announced that the PDP governors have settled the factional crisis affecting the party's National Working Committee. Mohammed disclosed this to journalists this Tuesday at the private wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The chairman of the PDP Governors Forum stated that the crisis is over, adding that the governors, Board of Trustees and other organs have resolved that the NWC should revert to the status quo. The governor, accompanied by the acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, while traveling to Ondo State for a PDP gubernatorial campaign rally, announced that suspensions from both factions had been lifted. Also speaking, acting national chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, confirmed that the crisis is over, adding that the party is united and no members of the NWC left the party. More details to come in our subsequent bulletin. Now, away from politics, a 55-year-old director of Abraham Seed School, Ilukpeju area of Lagos State, Olaluoye Abraham, has a case to answer. Abraham allegedly raped a 37-year-old female job seeker during an interview in his office. He has subsequently been arrested and charged. Reports reaching Clearview News Desk say the incident occurred on 16 September 2024 inside Abraham's office at the school premises located at Matarimi Street, Ilukpeju area of Lagos State. According to the police, the victim applied for a teaching job in the school and the director asked her to come to his office where he would conduct the interview by himself. When the victim got to his office for the interview, he reportedly locked the door and started fondling the victim's body, including her breasts and private parts. At that point, she became confused and was unable to resist. The director took advantage of her and eventually had sexual intercourse with the victim in the office without her consent. Having satisfied himself, he allowed her to go without even employing her, despite the fact that she came all the way from the Unikbanu area, Lagos, for the job interview. The victim, outraged by the incident, reported to the police, who moved into action to get him arrested and transferred to the gender section of the State Command for interrogation over his alleged conduct. At the conclusion of the investigation, the police found him culpable and charged him before the court for the alleged offense, which attracts several years of imprisonment based on the nature of the alleged offense. The presiding magistrate, Mrs. E. Kubenije, ordered his remand in custody at the Correctional Center at Kirikiri Town, Lagos, pending the outcome of the DPP's advice, and directed the prosecutor to duplicate and forward the file to the DPP. Meanwhile, the matter was adjourned till November 5, 2024 for mention, pending the availability of the report of the DPP's advice, which will determine if the matter will be transferred to the High Court or not over jurisdiction matters. If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us.
We break the news.
This is Christ Embassy.
Recollect, we were the first to break this. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State has approved the appointment of 3 second-class emirs. And this?
Erasmus is the most successful program of the European Union to support education and youth.
And this?
Fubara is not an ungrateful person.
And more.
Tension is currently mounting in Rivers State.
The planned arraignment of Yaya Bello.
Across our platforms. Subscribe now and you will be receiving our notifications and never left out as the news breaks on Clearview.
Welcome back. The Africans in Diaspora Homecoming and Global Africa Economic Investment Summit is a call to action for leaders, investors, and entrepreneurs to work together towards a prosperous and stable Africa. By promoting economic cooperation, innovation, and human capital development, Africa can unlock its full potential and create a brighter future for all. To this end, a landmark press briefing was held by the African Diaspora Union this Monday in Abuja to commemorate the international gathering in honor of Africans in the diaspora's 6th region.
The Africans in Diaspora Homecoming and Global African Economy Investment Summit is a call to action for leaders, investors, and entrepreneurs to work together towards a prosperous and stable Africa. By promoting economic cooperation, innovation, and human capital development, Africa can unlock its full potential and create a brighter future for all. To this end, a landmark press briefing was held by the African Diaspora Union, AFRIDU, this Monday in Abuja to commemorate the international gathering in honor of Africans in Diaspora's 6th region, Homecoming.
Nigerians in the diaspora are over 20 million in number. We have over 18 million that we call the modern diaspora, those who left in the past 100 years due to so many push and pull factors. And then we have the over 2 million Nigerians in the diaspora who are great children of Nigerians that were taken out of Nigeria during the transatlantic slave trade.
Those African diasporas who wish to return to their motherland Africa and become part of Africa and participate in every endeavor as Africans with full rights of African citizenship. Those African diasporas who believe in investing in Africa and become part of the African businesses and economy. Those who wish to identify themselves with the African culture and inheritance through their genealogy with intention of participation in all African affairs, but not having the intention of returning back to Africa, their motherland. And the idea of homecoming is coming back as African citizens, not as investors or as tourists. Knowing that Nigeria was the epicenter of the transatlantic slave trading.
Africans in the diaspora for a very long time have been longing to establish their roots and connections to their motherland in Africa. It is really the descendants of those who were direct victims of this transatlantic slave trade over 500 years or so ago that now have realized the need for them to be reconnected to their motherland.
Founded in 2018, AFRIDU, a civil society union dedicated to promoting Pan-Africanism, cultural heritage and human rights, with a mission to unite all Africans for peaceful cohabitation and empowerment, with key objectives in promoting cultural heritage and preserving history, protecting the African environment, restoring rights and dignity of African people, thereby ensuring equality of human rights and development. The organization emphasized the need for tangible actions to achieve historic African diaspora integration, including lobbying, negotiation, agreements, diplomacy, and project actualization. According to the International Organization for Migration, diaspora refers to members of ethnic and national communities who have left but maintain links with their homeland. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
In Nigeria today, about 37 million women and girls experience period poverty, which means they are unable to access or afford menstrual products like pads, tampons, underwear, and medication, leading to poor menstrual hygiene, which not only poses physical health risks for them, but can also negatively impact their education, emotional well-being, comfort, and their economic life. In a bid to address the lingering concern, the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DIPOA, organized a one-day menstrual health sensitization campaign and reusable pad-making training for junior secondary school girls in the Day community in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We have the details.
Across the world, millions of women and girls experience menstrual or period poverty, which is characterized by limited access to period products, menstrual education, adequate water supply, hygiene, and sanitation facilities. According to a 2018 World Bank report, at least 500 million women worldwide lack adequate access to menstrual hygiene products. It is a similar tale in Nigeria, where over 37 million women and girls of reproductive age lack access to menstrual hygiene products due to the rising inflation and growing poverty in the country. Research has also revealed that 1 in 10 girls miss school for about 48 days in a year because of lack of information and access to safe sanitary products and clean water, as well as cultural and religious reasons like shame, stigma, and misinformation surrounding menstruation, which are contributing factors to serious human rights concerns for women and girls. This makes them vulnerable to gender discrimination, child marriage, exclusion, violence, poverty, and untreated health problems. In a bid to address these challenges and rewrite the ugly narrative, the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DIPOA, took the campaign against period poverty to schools in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
Even sometimes the period might not come the day you are expecting, but if you are listening, you're paying attention to the way you feel, you can know when blood is dropping out. Do you know you can know? Yes. So you have to start taking yourself more careful, listening to what your body is saying to you.
In her remarks, President of the association, Ogogo Musa, said the event, which was organized to commemorate the International Day of the Girl Child 2024, is aimed at creating awareness and providing a platform where young girls can thrive and contribute meaningfully to national development.
As part of the POA's commitment towards empowering girls to end period poverty in public schools in the Federal Capital Territory, we are here today for the menstrual health and hygiene management and reusable pad making training for all our lovely schoolgirls here today. This is in line with my vision, which is to see women and girls become productive contributors to family and society, driven by a deep sense of values and hard-working spirit. Therefore, I will urge you to be committed and avail yourself to learn.
In their remarks, principal and head girl of the school, while appreciating DIPOA for the gesture, called for increased support from government in upholding the rights of women and girls in the country.
This program has really empowered me. I learned how to take care of myself during menstruation. I learned how to calculate my menstrual cycle. I learned how to track my menstrual cycle. And I learned how to make pad with materials.
The government need to they have to be more proactive in dealing with female child in particular. The fact that they are our future mothers, the government need to give them special attention. And if there is possibility, majority of them, their parents are very poor. They cannot afford ordinary pad like this for them. If the government can always supply such a thing to school, so that anybody that is in the position of wanting, the principal can always supply. We already have guidance and counselors who are in charge of this kind of issues.
High points of the event was practical training sessions, the distribution of sanitary pads to women and girls, as well as the presentation of sewing machines to empower young girls in the school to become agents of social change.
And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories.
A former governor of Ekiti State and a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Ayo Fayose, has expressed regret over the crisis rocking the former leading party in Nigeria. Some political observers are, however, querying his total support for controversial FCT minister Nyesom Wike as part of the problem. 55-year-old director of Abraham Seed School, Ilukbeju area of Lagos State, Olaluoye Abraham, has a case to answer. Abraham allegedly raped a 37-year-old female job seeker during an interview in his office. We also told you that the Tunisian pilot who flew the Nigerian national football team to Libya has shed light on the events that led to their unexpected diversion to a remote airport, Al Abrak, instead of their intended destination, Benghazi.
You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.